If you're watching this YouTube video, you already know that the crypto industry is booming right now. So I'm filming this quick one to share my perspective as an e-commerce entrepreneur. And mind you, I'm not doing this for cloud chasing. I just want to share my honest opinion. I'm an e-commerce guy after all, and all of my active income is generated through e-commerce businesses. So I pretty much made more than $7.5 million in sales with one product alone with dropshipping, and I also help other people do exactly the same. So my opinion is slightly different than most of the business advice out there on YouTube, which just and most of the gurus just preach focus on your business, focus on your business. But in my opinion, crypto can be an awesome opportunity for entrepreneurs to take advantage of and leverage a market that can grow 3 to 4x times, at least that's what's expected, and you can pretty much easily 2 to 3x your net worth. Okay, and I know that this sounds very unrealistic, but it's just a finite opportunity. It's not gonna be there forever. The timing is quite important. So contrary to a lot of the financial advice on YouTube, which is, timing the market is more important than timing the market. But in this case, in my opinion, it doesn't really work like that. So what I want to present to you in this video is pretty much help you assess whether it really makes sense for you to invest in crypto right now. And we're gonna go through a lot of different scenarios in the video later on. And I'm gonna also show you exactly my strategy, how I'm planning to profit out of this crypto bull run. But first of all, you have things that you have to consider before you even start investing, okay? As an entrepreneur, you have resources. And those resources are time, money, and skills that you have in your toolbox, okay? So depending on your level of skill and your level of business, it might make a lot of sense to go into crypto, or it might not make any sense at all. Okay, so the first thing that you have to consider is whether you have free cash flow to invest in crypto. And what I mean by free cash flow is whether you have money left over after reinvesting into the business. That means reinvesting into growth, reinvesting into yourself, reinvesting in your employees, inventory, and pretty much doing all sorts of activities connected with growing the business, and you still have money left over. That's when you have free cash flow. It's not when you get your payout from Stripe before paying your inventory, okay? So if you have free cash flow and there's pretty much money that it's sitting around, there definitely is some opportunity for growth there, especially if you do it more passively, but I'm gonna get to that in a second. But in my opinion, the most important thing is pretty much your time and attention. So right now, as if you have a growing brand already, you might be quite short on time, but I think the more scarce resource is actually your attention. So if you're working, let's say 6 hours per day, but you're not just working 6 hours per day, you're working more than 12 hours every day, because the other 6 hours of the day you're thinking about your business. And you're actively thinking about how you can grow it further, different things you can do. For example, if you're in e-commerce, you can think about new creative angles, you can think about new employees to hire, you can also do market research and find new products to sell. That is indirect work, but it's still your attention is in your business and you're thinking of how you can grow it. Now if you were to analyze charts for the rest of the day and not really think about new opportunities in your business, that's really dragging a lot of your attention, okay? So it's not that you're losing money by doing research in crypto and looking at coins and stuff like that, and looking for YouTube videos, Discord groups, all that stuff to see where you should invest. But there's an opportunity cost of doing that. And I can tell you, I had moments where I was very distracted in my business and I felt like I was not progressing at all, but I was working all the time, and it's just a shitty place to be in, let alone the fact that the market volatility in crypto can really fuck up your emotions, and it can really affect your business after all, because if your portfolio is down by 15%, we saw what happens a few days ago with the crypto halving right now and stuff like that. So if the market drops and you're emotionally affected by this stuff, you shouldn't invest at all, because if that makes you think very badly and make bad decisions, it's not gonna be helpful for you in the long run. And as a rule of thumb, I always prefer to just prioritize my business and not get affected emotionally by the market, and potentially have lower returns as a result, because I'm not all the time watching the charts and stuff like that. So your attention is the most precious resource, and I'm gonna walk you through the different scenarios. But depending on your size of the business and whether you have an opportunity that is awesome right now and you're scaling up and really have to be dialed in, it might be a huge distraction for you, especially if you can get emotionally affected by the market. And then the third thing is pretty much risk tolerance. So that's pretty much how much are you willing to bet on the market. And in my opinion, if you're young, if you have, a lot of years coming up to show your potential as an entrepreneur, you can be on the riskier side. If you don't have a family, if you don't have children, if you don't have any loans, it's a perfect time to invest, because even if for some reason you lose a lot of money, you can easily get back on your feet. Where if you have a family and if you have a lot of responsibilities that you have to take care of, you probably won't be able to incur that much risk. And also a rule of thumb, if you have lower starting capital to invest and lower less money to lose, you should be riskier, because that can really skyrocket you and there's not obviously much money put on the table. Whereas if you have millions and millions sitting around, you probably don't want to necessarily 10x this money, because 2x is going to be fine, right? So you have to also adjust your risk based on the amount of capital that you want to invest. Again, this is not a financial advice. I'm just showing you how I personally think as an entrepreneur, because I don't think it's an opportunity that has to be neglected, but also you shouldn't drift away too much from your main business trying to profit off the markets, because at the end of the day, you cannot control the markets. You can't predict just purely based on analysis. Humans are in general very bad at predicting the future. So you have much more leverage and much more control in general in your own business compared to the crypto market. And don't let any gains fool you that you're some genius. At the end of the day, if the market is gonna grow by 3 or 4x, even the most stupid people who just invest in dumb shit will make money, okay? Just because you make a lot of money in a crypto market during a bull run, that doesn't mean that you're a great entrepreneur or a great investor, okay? Because you have a huge win that is coming from your from the market itself, that you shouldn't fool yourself that you're doing so great just because your portfolio is growing. So I'm gonna walk you through 3 different scenarios that I personally think are interesting, and most of the viewers here on the channel might fall into some of those scenarios, and show you what I would do in all those situations. So scenario 1 is you have an established brand that is pumping out crazy profit every single month. So you've grown the brand to very serious numbers, you have a lot of excess cash flow, you've reinvested in your team, and there's not much opportunity for growth to invest your money in. For example, you already have the inventory in place, you are already having a proper team set up, and now there's pretty much no way to reinvest your money. So what you need to have is pretty much secure returns on your money. You're not trying to 10x, you just want to 2-3x your net worth, and you do that with very secure and passive investments, because as I said already, the opportunity cost of attention shifting is much bigger than the actual potential gains you will make on the market. Okay, so just to recap, if you have a stable business already, it doesn't mean that you should not invest at all. It means that you should just invest in relatively secure stuff, and also pull out your money relatively early from the market and not wait for the latest moment. And the way you notice that is if your mother and grandma are talking about investing in crypto and investing in some meme coin, it's probably way too late to get in, right? So that's when you have to sell. And don't be greedy, just do a very good return, and it will take you years to do those returns in doing real estate passively, not actively, passively, and do research in other investment vehicles. So just don't be greedy and take your money out relatively early and you'll be okay. So scenario 2 is a little bit more interesting, and I'm seeing a lot of guys on Instagram and social media in general that they don't have any business experience yet. they want to be entrepreneurs, but they're seeing this crypto market and all those meme coins that are trading left and right, and they decide to become crypto traders. But the problem with that is, they're becoming crypto traders with like 2K in their bank account, and even if you 20x that portfolio, it's still gonna be 40K. And like 40K to earn this income in 1 year from your business is definitely doable. But the main difference is that in 1 year, this opportunity will be over. There's no much room for profit in crypto, let's say, because the bull market is gonna be over. Of course, nobody can expect when the bull market is gonna be over, but let's say it's in 1 year, and then in 1 year, those people who have zero skills, zero business, zero clientele, zero skin in the game when it comes to business, and all they will have is pretty much some capital to play with. So I would say if you're just starting out and you want to do e-commerce or an agency or whatever, I strongly suggest doing branded dropshipping. It's the way I've made pretty much all of my money. But I would say focus on your brand. I know it's going to be very distracting, especially if your friends are doing some 10x on some bullshit coin with $100. That's a different story, but don't get distracted. Focus on your skills. That was the same thing for me when I was first starting my brand and e-commerce journey in 2020. I saw that there's going to be huge opportunity in the market, and if I just invested a lot of money right now, I might get some good returns. However, I had almost no money to invest. So instead, what I did was pretty much I put all of my money, all of my attention, all of my time, all of my energy into learning e-commerce. And I think 1 year later, I was already at 1 point something million in revenue with our brand. So at that point, you have nothing to lose when trading crypto. And that's, one of the fallacies that, because you have nothing to lose, then it means you should invest as a beginner. But you also have nothing to gain. Even in the 100x, it's still nothing compared to what you can do in terms of potential with 1 year of doing business, okay? So better concentrate on your brand's growth and your skills. And it's just a finite opportunity, as I said. Like, you won't have any skills even if you do good in the bull run. So that's pretty much for the guys who don't have that much money. But there's a third scenario that I really wanted to discuss, which is if you already have a good amount of money saved up, but you don't have a working product or a business opportunity. I've talked to a lot of guys in the e-commerce space, and they had very successful brands and they're very skilled, but for some reason either their product died down, or the niche is unsustainable, or they don't have a business that is working like crazy right now. In that scenario, I think you can be very flexible with your investments, and that's one of the best situations you can be in. And why I'm saying this is because you have all the freedom to cherry pick the best opportunity you can pursue, okay? Because if you have a business already and it's taking a lot of your time and you already have a team that you're responsible for, it's a little bit, binding, because you cannot just shut down the business and move over completely to crypto, okay? Or just start something completely different. Whereas if you just exited a brand or you just stop with a business, you're gifted with one of the best opportunities, because you have all the freedom to choose, and you also have the skill set to choose the right opportunity. Because if you think about it, if you compare yourself to your 18-year-old self, when you were first starting the business, the way you're thinking now about opportunities that are coming in your eyes, and the way you're assessing them is completely different than when you were 18 years old, right? So you have all the wisdom from being in the trenches all the years, and now you can really get the most out of the next big thing, so to say. I'm not saying that going all in on crypto is what you have to do, but in my opinion, you can be a little bit more active in the crypto space, depending on how interested you are in the industry. You can do a crypto project. You can do more active investing. You can do day trading. And you can pretty much be a lot more involved in the whole process, and you can really, get the most out of the bull run. Now, I'm not saying to put all of your money in crypto. What I would strongly suggest is leaving, half of your savings, for example, for operating cash flow in, let's say, e-commerce or whatever business you're doing, and another half, the other half in pretty much in crypto. And you can also do lower bets with higher potential returns in smaller projects. For example, I'm currently investing in a lot of AI coins right now that have relatively small market cap, like 5 to 15 million, that have a huge potential for growth, and I'm completely okay with potentially losing all of that money. But since I have this flexibility, I'm completely okay with that. And obviously, a huge chunk of your portfolio should be relatively big cap coins. And I would just strongly suggest doing a lot more research for every coin that you buy, because as I said, you have, first of all, a lot of experience under your belt when it comes to operating with money, and second, you don't have a big business that is taking a lot of your time. Still, I would focus on the business. I would focus on generating active income, but also you can be a lot more active in your investments as well, and you can do some very good returns. That's also how a lot of big YouTubers such as Simon Gadzi and Alex Becker made a lot of their money. So I'm gonna give you my strategy as a humble e-commerce guy who only did around 1 million in profit with his business. So I think there's just two routes to invest. It's obviously passive and active. If you're going the passive route, I would just invest in huge market cap coins, layer 1 and layer 2 coins. I don't really invest in Bitcoin. I think the potential for growth is limited, and the volatility is still high. So you can't have liquidity if you invest a lot of money in Bitcoin right now, especially if the market dips for some reason. You can rely on that money. So I personally just invest in everything, almost not everything, but like a lot of coins that are very, very big, but not Bitcoin. I personally have a lot of Solana that I bought on a good price. I am also doing some Solana lending, so I can get USDT against Solana and put it into more interesting projects that have huge potential for growth. I also have some Ethereum, some Rune, so I won't get into that. This is not a crypto advice video. This is more of a crypto strategy video, okay? And then the active route is pretty much doing a lot of primary and secondary research yourself. What I mean by primary and secondary research is obviously stuff that you read yourself and you're actively in the groups of the exact projects that you want to be investing in, not some crypto signals group. And then secondary research is pretty much having reliable sources of information. That could be groups that you have with big crypto people that are all the time in space and they're just sharing what they're investing. Obviously that really depends on your network. I pretty much have a very good network of people that I can trust, and I also have a partner that is doing the active investing, that we're doing that active investing together. And then my best piece of advice is to just make sure you invest with people that you trust, okay? Because everyone is trading to make profit, okay? You're competing against everybody, and don't think that the market is gonna wait for you to make profit. It's just stupid to think that there's like a group of people that are trying to all benefit each other and stuff like that. You might have a partner in this, and make sure that you can absolutely trust them with your money. But all the rest is all about competition, and everyone is trying to make profit. And you're gonna either make profit off of somebody, or somebody is gonna make profit out of you. So along the way, just expect to lose a lot of money, because there's gonna be a lot of volatility. In my opinion, at the end of the day, it's gonna be worth it. I always try to have a long-term vision for everything that I invest in, both my time and my capital. And also, like, I sometimes catch myself, watching the markets and being emotionally attached to it, and being a little bit upset when things are down. For example, a few days ago the market crashed, and I was like, what the hell are we gonna do? But like, you're gonna be fine. If you're emotionally unstable because of your crypto coins going down, like, you gotta do something else. You gotta get over that, because if you're emotionally affected by this, it's not gonna work out for you. You're just gonna make stupid decisions, and this might result in you selling for a loss, and that's why markets crash at the end of the day. So hopefully you found this valuable. Let me know in the comments. Please share, like, and subscribe to the channel if you liked it. If you didn't, that's fine. I'm just trying to be as transparent and as helpful to you guys, because I definitely felt the need to make that video for you, because I don't want you to make a stupid decision with your money, but also I don't want you to miss out on a very good investment opportunity, okay? And there's a fine line between them. So again, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.